Hey everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the build-up show for Liverpool vs AC Milan. I'm Paul Machin, Declan Carr and Ross Chanley join me in the studio for the countdown on this one. Yeah, Champions League action is about to come to an end. Take a hiatus until February. Liverpool, we know, already qualified for the round of 16 and top of the group as well, but there is the little matter of sorting out second and third and therefore fourth place in this group, which is not really our concern, but we'll talk about that in a bit more in a moment. Plenty to get through. We're going to be talking about AC Milan. We're going to be talking about who's likely to line up for the Reds a little bit later on. We've also got a live draw very shortly for 2 days of our Advent Calendar giveaways, our Club Legend Advent Calendar giveaways. More details on that in a bit as well. But yes, Ross, it is the biggest, least important game of football in ages.
Yeah, I'm very jealous I'm not there, to be honest, Paul. It was one that came out in the calendar. You think, San Siro, iconic stadium. Fortunately, Si's there, getting some coverage for us, so that'd be good. I'm very jealous of him. But yeah, I'm very torn between what my thoughts of last game of going, just play the kids and the canteen staff and all those jokes. And turns out, Paul, that Jurgen Klopp was right and he knows what he's doing. And it worked out quite well that you've got to maintain momentum and keep people happy and keep them within rhythm. So I'm in two minds still what I'd do for this game. Obviously, like you said, it's still in between all the other sides. What happens? I don't think Klopp thinks like we do in sense of, fuck it doesn't matter. I think, the integrity of the game, which I think he's mentioned, which we all thought was just a mouthpiece and a clip. I think he actually means it. Yeah,
no, he does. But there's also a degree to which he'll do whatever he wants to do. And there is a lot still riding on this group. I mean, the fact that AC Milan can still finish second in the group is mad when you think about it. But this is the issue that's going to be faced. It's the same one as the Porto one. It's a competitive game of football. We're all sat back going, well, Liverpool are done and dusted, but there's bigger fish to fry as far as the Reds are concerned. But AC Milan have got it's a do or die game of footy. They've got between no more European football, Europa League, and a Champions League last 16 place potentially up for grabs here. So they're going to go for it. And if we don't match that, it's not even about losing. It's about what it does to the players who are on the field as much as anything else.
Yeah, I think if we feel the second string side, we could probably still win though. Like, if you'd have the likes of Tsimikas and Minamino and Origi say playing, but you still have say Salah, because he seems to be, I don't want to touch words, injury proof. Really,
every show
you could have. There were ways to phrase that.
Probably put fucking jigs on him now, but
he's fit and firing.
Yeah,
yeah. I just think you don't want to get rid of Salah's momentum though. He seems to be in that good form that he's probably the one you keep in.
And he wants the Golden Boot.
Yeah, in every competition. Wants the Ballon d'Or, don't he? Come on, said the other day. Yeah. He thinks he can win it one day. I did right the other week he can't win in 2022. I think the international tournament bias and stuff is too much. But if he gets a Golden Boot in both and then wins one or two, he might. But
the other thing as well, just think of what mood you were in on the 90th minute against Wolves. It was horrible. I mean, two moves in between 5 minutes could not be further apart. Now we're saying I know that's a Premier League game and a lot was riding on it and Chelsea lost and all that stuff. But the players won't think like that. Like the momentum, what they've got and their belief in. I don't want to go to Wednesday and go, we've lost the game, and then go, it doesn't matter, because it does. No one wants to lose. Do you know what I mean? It's just a horrible feeling. So why not keep that happiness around by putting another game to bed and going, actually, we won 6 in 6.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that, and that's the tricky thing. We talked about this because a lot of the conversations we had pre-Porto, I think, just apply just as much here. Obviously, the fact that it's away makes a slight difference, because I don't think Jurgen wants to lose the luster of Anfield, whereas an away game gives you a bit more of a free hit, because you're not losing any home records and you're not damaging the mentality of 50,000 people who've travelled to watch a game of football be played. For your
players want to play in that stadium as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. But it's you've got to be careful, because if they're fighting for this and we put players out there who aren't properly motivated for it, you run the risk of people getting hurt, and that's something that needs to be said. And this is where so if you say, it doesn't matter, and it's a 50-50, and you don't match a 50-50 with 50% of the intensity, you know what I mean, or whatever, you run the risk of injury and damage, and you're then hurting yourself for down the line. So Liverpool definitely need to make sure that they put a side out, and this might actually, we don't know what that means. because it might mean a slightly weaker side, but a more motivated side is actually more important almost in this game than putting our best 11 on the pitch. If there's a handful of them thinking, I just need to make sure I'm right for Aston Villa at the weekend.
I think, as you say, it's like a balance you've got to kind of strike. But I think it could be a good thing playing some of the, like, I want to say second string, but obviously they're all good players, like the likes of Tsimikas and Origi and stuff. It's like they're motivated. If they get that game, they're like, well, I can get a place in the side here if I perform that good against obviously in my land side who were going for second. You probably are a club that warrant the knockout of the European Cup.
But that goes both ways, doesn't it? Because the people that say, for example, first teamers, I'm not saying that, the ones that played at the weekend and Everton, stuff like that, they want to keep their place. So he says he wants to play this game. Yeah, fucking A, I'm playing it because I know we'll look over my shoulder. We know we're getting people coming back from, like Cicada and Bobby's coming back and all those players, and Tsimikas, like you mentioned before. If they do put a shift in, well, then your attitude alone has lost you a place in the side potentially for the weekend. Yeah,
like if I'm Joel Matip, say, and Kanate, say he comes in and has a belter game, Kanate might get the nod in the league, then it's like, as you say, you've kind of lost your place then. Yeah, no,
it is, there's, and that's a good thing. We're at the point of the season where hunger's still high, and Divock Origi, I think, typifies that from the weekend, where looks like he's maybe slipped down the pecking order behind Minamino in the last couple of weeks, and Minamino's done a good job in coming in, and now both of those lads are in a position where they'll be chomping at the bit to get a game, and particularly with AFCON coming up, they're both going to be needed in January. And I remember Chris's point. I think that was the other week. I don't think that was in the build up to the Porto game, but he made the point about starting to get these lads prepped and ready to go. This represents that. A couple of things that they're quite interesting, just in terms of how it might influence Liverpool's lineup, which we'll go into more depth on in part 2. But this is the team that Liverpool started with against AC Milan at Anfield earlier on in the season. It was Alisson in goal. It was a back four of Trent, Matip, Gomez, Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson, Keita as the midfield three, Salah, Origi, Jota. So obviously we know that Jurgen's not beyond putting Divock Origi in against AC Milan first and foremost. He did it in the home game. It stands to reason that he might be more than capable of doing it in the San Siro. The only other thing that comes closest to referencing this one, Ross, is, and you go on about this quite a lot and have done for the last year, is the team we picked against Midtjylland last year. Dead rubber. We'd already secured progression to the last 16. And I think we do talk about this because it's the game where Diogo Jota gets injured and then misses 3 months of the season. So I've got the team there. We had Kelleher in goal. It was Costa Tsimikas, Fabinho, Reece Williams, Trent Alexander-Arnold as completed the back five. Takumi Minamino, Leighton Clarkson, and Naby Keita as the midfield. Jota, Origi, Salah was the front three. And just out of interest in terms of the bench, obviously Bobby and Mane were there, and Hendo came on, and Robbo, and even Billy Cometti got a couple of minutes at the end of that game as well. There's a chance that we do something a bit more like that this time around.
Yeah, again, it's the balance that Declan mentioned before, because there's those players that, if they don't get game time, and not in a game, it doesn't matter, but there's an opportunity to play those fringe players to maintain their fitness, because you mentioned what Kelleher in there, Morton probably, Ox, Origi, Taki, all those sorts of players, maybe Tsimikas at this point now, because Robertson's come back in. If they don't start this one, then is it going to be another 2-3 weeks before they do start a game?
You might find one or two get a game, but I think particularly when you've got that Leicester League Cup quarter-final coming in a couple of weeks just before Christmas, you'd expect big changes for that one. You've got an opportunity. That's probably your next opportunity after this to make more than 3 deliberate changes to your team. So that might be a worthwhile thing where we might not reap the benefits today, certainly on Tuesday, but you maybe tip the balance too far in terms of changes, but it means that those lads are just a little bit more ready when it comes to the Leicester game.
I think there's 5 players who I think get in the team every week, like for a full strength game. I think that's Salah, Thiago, Trent, Alisson, Van Dijk. I think all the rest are obviously kind of interchangeable. Obviously, you've got Jota. Oh, sorry, completely forgot about Fabinho. Yeah, obviously
Henderson.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think obviously, I think like Henderson can be rotated. He's getting on a bit. He's can be injury prone. I suppose Thiago can too, but I think the way Thiago is playing at the minute is just sensational. So I think he's undroppable. But I think the other positions are quite like like rotatable in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'd keep out like the likes of Trent and Thiago and Salah and stuff, and obviously like
take your as many of your essentials out, I guess.
Yeah, I think like obviously if we lose Thiago, Trent and Salah, I think they're the most important three. I'm obviously probably Fabinho.
Mm-hmm. We've got quite a lot of important players when you start talking.
I think there's an argument that goes.
There's four that if you lose, your league season's fucked.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a bad point, and it's something that he definitely needs to insulate. But there's also a point where everyone now plays. I mean, this is the last week, isn't it? Where before everyone starts playing 2 games a week. Mm-hmm. The pressure. There's a big pressure on the Aston Villa game. Particularly because we got how close a run thing the Wolves was. So I do wonder whether we will go a little. If nothing else, we might go a little weaker than would normally.
Yeah. 100%.
But from here on in, you can do whatever you want because everyone's in the same boat. Every team in the Premier League is in the same boat from Sunday or from the weekend onwards, where it's 2 games. It's a game every 3 or 4 days.
The ones that have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup already. But I think there's an argument to say we'll go stronger in that than we will do for this because it's a quarter final and it's a game that matters. Yeah, but that matters, so to speak. So yeah, I think with Aston Villa, Newcastle, Spurs on the horizon. And because it's so tight and it's so close, we saw teams around us, and I said this last week, can drop points. You've got to be ready to capitalise, and you need your strongest team for that, for me.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look at the Serie A table, and just to get a feel for AC Milan, currently riding high at the top of the league, a point ahead of City rivals Internazionale, and 2, I've just gone the most hipster pronunciation, I apologise, what a bellend. 2 points ahead of Napoli, and 4 ahead of Atalanta down in 4th. But yeah, inconsistent. Juve 5th, mate. 11 points behind them, which is mad. Last 5's been a little bit inconsistent. They've won the last 2, lost 2 before that and drew the one before that. So yeah, not completely unbeatable by any stretch. And I guess my reading of AC Milan from playing them was, and like they gave us a hell of a game at Anfield in the end, but we were miles better than them until we got a bit complacent. If they're the best team in Italy, and I kind of have this with Atletico, it's going to be interesting to see how much we can change here. Can we make Porto? Can we make heavy changes and still be better than the best team in another country?
I certainly hope so. And that word complacency, I like to think we've learned from that. Obviously, you can shut West Ham and Brighton in there as well for that reason. But those players that are out on the pitch need to knock that on the head as well. And it'd be interesting to see the likes of maybe James Milner might start this game for that leadership and to make sure everybody is concentrating. But to your point, I think we did it when we won the Champions League. Did we not beat the best team in like Spain, Portugal?
Well, you almost always end up doing that, don't you? Yeah. Because that's the nature of the quality of the teams that are in the league.
When we won it in 2005, did not beat like Juventus with the best team.
We beat the champions elect of like almost every country in Europe on the way to winning that.
And then no one, if we win this, like I don't think anyone does anyway. But when the draw comes out next Monday the 13th? No one wants Liverpool.
No, you're right. I don't think anyone wants us either way, but it's nice. This is what Porto did for me psychologically, because we obviously made a few changes for that. To still be able to just win that relatively comfortably, I thought was another one where it's a flex. It shows the world that if you can make 4 or 5 changes to your 11 and still have a really good competitive game of football against a very good side who are clearly far more in need of the win, then Jesus Christ, who's stopped? Because to the point, you've beaten the Spanish champions already twice. AC Milan could win Serie A this season because the top of the league, they're perfectly capable of doing that from here. Yeah, that really does speak to our quality.
It's not a concern, but I would say if we make it like a heavily rotated side, what message that send to AC Milan? Because I think when you line up, on the pitch and you're facing Van Dijk and Fabinho and all those players that you mentioned before, that's like, fucking hell. Whereas it's like, no offence to these players at all, by the way, but if AC Milan looking, it's Kelleher and Nico Williams and Nat Phillips and all these players, there's a psychological edge there of going, okay, we're not facing those big lads. You almost give them like a boost of going like, well, we're not taking you seriously or whatever.
The one thing that we're going to have to face off against potentially is serial football bore Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who I find the most tiresome human being outside of the Conservative Party on planet, certainly in football. And bear in mind, I've been in award ceremonies where Gordon Taylor's done speeches, and Jesus Christ. But oh my God, it's just like, don't take the microphone off him. But Zlatan, again, the joke isn't funny anymore. Like, honestly, but if he does play or Giroud plays, I think it's an interesting test. You know, he's been in and out. I mean, he's 1,000 years old at this point, so he's obviously going to be in and out. They've got good players there. Brahim Diaz has probably been their other best player so far this season in terms of goals and assists as well. As we said, Giroud's in there, Zlatan's in there. If we choose to rotate defensively, it's a big. For someone like Konate, as an example, like, what a wonderful test for him. You know, I've no doubt Van Dijk and Matip can handle them, but to give Konate that and go on, mate, go and see how you can go up against some of the, you know, historically best strikers in the game. Brilliant.
I think it's a shame Gomez isn't for it, is he?
I know it feels like he's back. I think he's on the fringes of it, but I would.
Could be crucial for obviously, like you said, there's a lot of fixtures in the coming thick and fast, like Villa. I think it was Villa, Newcastle, Tottenham, Leicester in the cup.
Yeah. I'd have loved the Gomez Konate partnership for this one and just hand them that trust.
Yeah. I think if Gomez can come back anywhere near the level he was, it's scary for the rest of them who he's fighting for the place with, really.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Play a big nut and he can headbutt the lion out the stadium. Called himself.
Nat Phillips up against Zlatan Ibrahimovic and us getting a clean sheet might be more sweet than anything, even if we only draw that 0-0. Yeah, I think I'd probably prefer that. But Zlatan, just like Nat Phillips can start referring to himself in the third person.
The man who conquered Zlatan.
Yeah. 100%. And we can change that like him in the Baresi picture of holding the Ballon d'Or up, and we can change it like
Zlatan's head.
Magic. Right, we are going to talk about Liverpool's 11 and who we think should definitely be playing in this game after the very short break that we have looming. We've got a trivia question, which I in no way hastily shit out. Name Milan's starting 11 from the Istanbul game. Simple as that. Check you back in a minute.
Hey guys, Steve here with some excellent news for you. Usually throughout the year we do a monthly draw for all our amazing Club Legend subscribers. Well, in the month of December, it's the festive period and we're feeling kind, we're feeling giving. So what we're going to be doing every single day from December 1st right up until Christmas Day is a daily draw for all our Club Legend subscribers. We've got some amazing prizes to give away as well. We're going to go through those shortly, but what we're going to do is show you how you guys can make sure your name is in the hat to win some of these amazing gifts and prizes. So, if you are not a subscriber to Redmen Plus, if you want to go and join now, it's very, very simple. Go to the Redmen TV website, you click the button that says join us. From there, sign up, join as a Club Legend, either on a monthly subscription or as a yearly subscription, and you guys will automatically be entered into every single one of these prize draws. If you are one of our Club Captain subscribers and you want to upgrade your account to become a Club Legend, very, very simple how you do that. From the homepage, you click the My Account button and follow the steps there to upgrade again, either a monthly or a yearly subscription. Very, very simple. So what amazing prizes have you got, I hear you ask? Well, let me tell you that. We've got a book from Mona Nemba, the Liverpool's head of nutrition. We've got a signed picture of Michael Owen. We've got a Hendo 10 box full of goodies. We've got DVDs, we've got socks, we've got a signed author's edition of our Hendo 10 book. We've got a signed medal signed by former Liverpool striker Michael Owen. We've got our new DVD, Let's Talk About 6. We've got calendars. We've got a signed picture from Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson. We've got every single one of our new Christmas sweaters. You can see them behind me here. All of them, they are flying out to the store, but you can get one for free if you enter this draw. And then the big one, on Christmas Day, saving the best to last. Look at this beauty. It's a framed signed shirt by none other than the King, Sir Kenny Dalglish. What a prize that is. And all you guys have to do to be in the draws is be a Club Legend subscriber. So sign up at the Redmen TV as a Club Legend. You'll be in the draw. If you're a club captain now, upgrade your subscription to Club Legend and you too will be in the draw. 25 of these draws will be happening through the month of December. Make sure you're in it.
Hey, welcome back. You might have noticed on the end of that it said the 3-month code is there. The 3-month code has stopped, unfortunately. But fear not, we've got a wonderful thing going on right now. We're going to give you the trivia answer, and then we're going to do a live draw for Sunday and today's giveaway prizes, because we're waiting here on Sunday. It's double bubble today, and we're going to give you a little look at what tomorrow's will be as well. But the trivia question gents, was name AC Milan starting 11 from Istanbul, 2005, the Ataturk Stadium. Can we go there?
Go on, I'll have a go.
Go on.
In goal, Dida.
Yeah.
I'll do the right back in a minute because it's completely gone out of it.
Cafu.
Cafu. How's that gone out of it? Stam.
Yeah.
Nesta.
Yeah.
Maldini, left back.
That's right.
Gattuso.
Yep.
Pirlo.
Yep.
Kaká.
Yep.
Crespo, Shevchenko.
And you're missing a midfielder.
Yeah. Who am I missing?
He was substituted out for Serginho in the 85th minute.
Just clue.
That was a great clue.
Really wasn't.
Seedorf.
Clarence Seedorf.
Oh, yeah, I was the miss on
See,
Seedorf.
you said it wasn't a great clue. You got it straight away. Yeah, if you got John Dahl Thomason or Rui Costa, you were incorrect because they both came on as substitutes. Thomason for Crespo and Rui Costa came on for Gattuso.
That's one of the world's best sides ever.
Yeah.
What was the result of that game?
Genuine. Liverpool won on penalties after 3-3 draw after extra time.
I thought we had Vladimir Smicer and Milan Barros in
And
that
lifted
side.
the fifth of the European Cups. Yeah. There you go. Right, Sam, you got that. You're brilliant. Well done. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and that should have improved it immeasurably. Right, yes, as mentioned in the break, we have got 25 days worth of giveaways for our Club Legend subscribers on Redmen Plus. Those people go over to redmentv.com, join as a Club Legend, not only get access to all of the content on there, but yeah, we've been doing near daily prize draws. We have had loads of our Christmas sweatshirts to give away. We've got 2 prizes we're going to draw for now. They are, gentlemen, if you would like to show them, the Divock Origi Christmas Time Blues Cryar Redmen Sublime jumper and the author-signed edition of our Hendo 10 book as well. If you are a Club Legends subscriber, then you are going to get your name onto the wheel of names, which I have pre-prepared and ready to go. Should we do the first?
Yep.
What? Yeah, you're looking good there, mate. Right, we're going to do it. We're going to spin it. It is spinning. Let's see what we have got. Oh! Scouts 101. Congratulations. Brilliant stuff. You are the winner of our Divock Origi Christmas sweatshirt. We'll be getting in touch with you to send you size and post his details over for that. Right, sound. Okay, that's number 1 done. Now we're going to do our second draw for the author-signed edition of our Hendo 10 book. This deck is expertly modelling there. Do you want to just give it a little page flick there, mate, so we can just see just how... I mean, that was terrible. Terrible. It's a great book, and it is up for grabs in our next prize draw. Right, let's give it a click. Let's give it a spin. Off we go. It takes longer than you think. Oh, hey. 91. Hey, congratulations. Very huge, massive, big congratulations to Durham 91 there. Yeah, you have just won yourself the author-signed edition of Hendo 10 Years of Red, the incredible book that we produced in honour of the skipper's decade at Liverpool Football Club. Yeah, those are those prizes done. We have got another prize tomorrow, which is being done live on the podcast. It is that. We can get a little closer look at the signed Michael Owen medal. So yeah, I did an event with Michael Owen at the end of last season. We got to sign a bunch of bits and pieces, but it is a football medal signed by former Liverpool centre forward, Ballon d'Or winning Michael Owen. So that'll be getting drawn on tomorrow's Redmen Free podcast. So tune in for that, or tune into our socials, of course, to keep up to date with everything that's going on, in case you weren't privy to all of this. If you want to go over to the redmentv.com, as you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, we've got the competition running. Some amazing prizes there still to go. There's a signed Michael Owen picture there. There is a signed Mona Nemeth, who is Liverpool's head of nutrition book, and there is the signed Kenny Dalglish Liverpool framed, signed yellow pinstripe classic Liverpool away shirt signed by the King himself. There's a signed Jordan Henderson print. There's mugs, books, there's socks, there's loads of amazing stuff. So if you go over there, sign up or upgrade your existing subscription from the club captain tier to Club Legend, you're automatically put on the wheel, entered into those daily draws, and in addition to all the boss content and access to our Club Legend Discord chat, you get a chance to win amazing prizes. There's over £1,000 worth of stuff that we're giving away through Christmas, which is a bit stupid when I say it out loud. So, could just sell it. We could literally just sell it all and and make ourselves £1,000 out of a boss Christmas party. But no, we're giving it away to Club Legends stuff. So yeah, get involved with all of that good stuff. Right, let's crack on with the show and talk about the mighty Reds. Ross,
Yeah.
I can't see how there's not heavy changes for this game.
Yeah.
Now the question is it Tyler Morton FC again? Because if he's good enough to start the games that he started already and be involved in the games that he's been involved in, it's a bit mad that he won't be, but we do have slightly more available players than we did when we played Porto a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and I think the Tyler Morton FC thing before was just like a throwaway of just play all the kids, where I don't think Tyler Morton FC is that, and I think he put in a decent shift enough to warrant him starting these games. Like, if he does start, I'm not concerned, I'm not worried. It's not like it's just a child just playing. He's actually really good at football,
yeah.
and he knows what he's doing. Despite what I said earlier,
despite what I said, can I just shock you?
Yeah,
despite what I said earlier?
I'm going to play I'm going to play the children, but I think this, like Dex said before, if you make wholesale changes, I think there's still enough there to go out and win there. So I know Keller wasn't available last time. He is for this one. I think he starts. The centre backs is hard because we don't know where people are up to. I know we said Joe Gomez is close and ready for this week, but whether he starts the game is too soon. I think the same for Bobby. I think he said so he won't do that. Keita as well. But it's still a good opportunity. We mention every time the amount of subs that you get to use. So just, you can start with a rotated side, but you can put Bobby in for half an hour, you can put Gomez in for half an hour. It's the ideal opportunity to build the blocks for them for the rest of this month. So I'd play Tyler Morton. That's only if the youth team aren't playing, because I know they have their competition to.
Well, they will be playing, but it's where obviously we've not used them in that. We didn't use them against Porto. We used them in the main team against Porto. In fact, I've got the side deck from the Porto game. Just to refresh people's memories, it was a couple of weeks ago. The back four was Nico Williams, Joel Matip, Ibrahima Konate and Kostas Tsimikas. It was Ox, Morton, Thiago as the midfield three, Salah, Takumi Minamino, Sadio Mane. I honestly, I know we've got this like play the kids thing, but Kay Gordon's not eligible and Mateusz Maslowski's not eligible. So there's two really exciting ones that you would do. Elliott's injured and Curtis Jones is injured. So you've not got, when you get beneath them, you're really starting to get into lads who are probably not at the level. And then when you add into that, Milner needs games in particular. Oxlade-Chamberlain's now come out the side, so he probably could do with coming back in there at some point. One point I'm kind of driving at, it wouldn't shock me to see a similar-ish team to that. Maybe you swap. Taki will come in maybe move to the left and Divock will start instead of Mane or something. Thoughts?
Yeah, potentially. I think the back five there was pretty much what we're going to go with in the San Siro. I think probably obviously you wouldn't have Alisson in goal. I don't think, like Ross said, you'd have Kelleher. I think, but he wasn't fit last time, was he? So we obviously went with Alisson. Yeah. But I think go with Kelleher this time and have that Neco, Matip, Konate and Tsimikas back five. I think midfield, I'm not sure you risk Thiago or Fabinho. Myself, I think Morton, Henderson, and maybe Ox makes sense.
Well, the fact that Ross, the Hendo comes off, against Wolves, whereas Thiago and Fabinho finish it. So if you're going to go again on the one who's had the slightly less minutes, but
possibly,
might point towards that.
But is that managing him for the rest of this month? We all know of his injuries and going, well, just if we can take him off in a game where he can afford to, we don't need to play for this one. I'd go Morton, Milner, Ox for this one. The centre backs is interesting because I was thinking Konate, Phillips, but then if you're rotating so many centre backs, have you got a leader there or someone with experience at least?
And that was the issue with Konate and Matip. I thought against Porto was Matip's the senior centre half, but he's not naturally that. And I thought there was a couple of moments where he had to catch himself and be like, "Oh no, actually, I'm supposed to be the one who shouts at people when we're not in the line that we're meant."
He shouts at everything else in the world for his own players.
The sky,
linesman,
that was great.
Absolutely brilliant. But I mean, this is the problem. I think the Porto game was the answer to the question of how many changes can you make to our first team and still be better than your opponent. There's a tipping point. The good thing that we got going for us, Deck, is that you can use 5 subs. So if we actually really want to win this game, there's nothing wrong with, and again, kind of what we did last time out, Fabinho, Milner, Henderson, Robbo and Origi come into the Porto game off the bench. We actually have got options to do that. So you could start, I think that's a pretty decent shout, Morton, Ox and Milner as a midfield 3. And if it's not quite working for you, well, you've given Jordan Henderson between 40 minutes and 60 minutes off, and maybe then he could come into it.
I think that kind of works as well for like keeping the levels up, keeping the fitness, but also like the match sharpness up, because obviously missing a whole game is like sort of, they're not going to be used to that because they're playing 2 a week from the next week, like you said. So maybe it is a good idea to do that.
Milner suspended. Thank you so much to our live comments.
Oh,
for that.
Christ,
He clearly did this because he wanted to have an extra few days off.
Yeah.
Desperate to play against Villa, clearly. So let's
dub that out. I said Henderson.
Yeah, that takes Milner out of the equation. Thank you so much, live chat, and all the 100 people who have just been screaming into their keyboards live while we're here. No Milner, does that mean...
I'd still play him.
just want to play it. Like, go 10.
Take the fine or whatever.
Yeah.
Like 10 men, be fine. Okay. The Henderson then,
Yeah, Henderson, you ask Henderson to go again?
Yeah, he got subbed off at Wolves. I was just thinking ahead of the game.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, I think we've worked that one out pretty well there. I think you need to have a little bit of experience just running through it. The only other one for me is that I don't think Mo Salah will want to miss this game, and I did get that sense of Porto, like you got that feeling from him, like he told Jürgen, no, I'm playing here because I'm scoring.
I'm happy for him.
Sorry, but there's a bit where he early on there's a couple of 50-50s that he kind of shits out of, because he's clear, Jürgen's gone, you can do it, but don't get injured, lad. Otherwise, I'm going to batter you if you do. I wonder whether this is the game where Jürgen goes, no, I'm putting my foot down here. I know you want to get the golden boot, but there's more games to come. Because, bring it back to Pajak's point from last time, he's not going to be here during January. He's not.
Yeah.
Yes,
So you want to start playing your lads who are going to be, and there's not going to be loads of opportunities to do that.
No, and the way we always reference the Midtjylland game is because someone got injured, and the Porto game was sound because, okay, it was fine, and I don't want to be sat here on Wednesday morning, again, going, Salah got injured and didn't need to play. It's, how many times can you take that risk when you don't need to?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know, I'm happy for him to play, but...
You want him to get injured just for like a week or two in
Can't go off.
tail end of December. Like, you know what I mean? That'd be
Oh no,
Salah's injured.
Why Salah played the Carabao Cup on his own?
Go on, mate.
I think it's like he'll want to play obviously to maximise his goal tally or his assist tally at the end of the season. And I think maybe you do it. Maybe you get the most out of him before he does go to AFCON. Because as you said it before, if you take him out, then maybe he blanks the next game as well because he hasn't had that like...
Maybe he's got a point to prove in Italy as well. Obviously he had a great time out there, but like I'm on the world stage now. Look how far I've come.
I think he's got a point to prove in every game because he wants to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
So he wants to play in every game, and he wants to do it on the biggest stage and going to the San Siro and doing it a pretty big stage, regardless of how important we feel the game is from a Liverpool perspective. But I think this is one of those situations where Jürgen has to step in the best interest to the player and the squad, because you're right, Salah's going away in January and maybe even the end of December. We don't know just yet exactly what that looks like. So, and you want to manage him for the whole season, but he's going to play. He's out of our control the second he goes to the Egypt squad. You want to put your foot to the floor now, and I want Salah available for us. I want as much out of Salah in the limited time we have until that point. So I'd be saying to Salah, I'm sorry, I wouldn't even be taking him. I'd be leaving them at home for this one and letting him rest up, get as much back into them legs as possible, and saying, you don't have this one, but you go flat out, and maybe even consider him for the League Cup, because if we really want the League Cup, if we really want to get to those semi-finals, then again, play him in that, because you don't know what he could get injured at AFCON, and we've decided to protect them in the build-up to it. Yeah. He does. This is the only game, that and the Carabao Cup game are the only games he doesn't need to play in between now and
if he does pick something up, or he puts himself more into the red zone when he doesn't need to. It's great wanting the Ballon d'Or and the Golden Boot, but if you put yourself in the red against AC Milan and you're not there for Tottenham, Newcastle and Aston Villa, what's the point? I
wonder whether there's something here then where you go Jota, Minamino, Origi, and I think they all weirdly they all play in the same positions for us, which is a little bit annoying. They all do a job in the 9 and they all do a job from the left, and I don't know. It's a bit of a bit unbalanced there, but I'd probably go Jota right, Taki left, Divock middle, and then you can rotate them around a little bit if you need to, and say there's our front, obviously Bobby to come back in again, who might yet be on the bench for this one, and get these lads playing together just to get a sense for it or a feel for it.
Got to try something, because like I said, the opportunity to do so was this and Leicester, and the pressure's going to be on them. So I mean, we need them fit as well. Funny enough, so maybe you don't play them in case they get injured.
We had a couple of super chats in while we were chatting earlier on. Connor McMullen with the 449. Thank you so much, Connor. It says Costa deserves a start. Also would give Origi a start, and Taki, etc. Yeah, I think Costas is nailed on for this. I don't see any reason. Yeah. Although look, Robbo's back here and he's in good form, but there's an argument that he's now finding form because of that competition. So I think this is a prime opportunity for Tsimikas.
There's loads of calls to play both in a few games that I've seen. Like put one of them left wing. I wouldn't do that myself, but you put Robbo. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's a bit dodgy.
But because they might get injured, or just because don't play them there?
I just think you don't need to play both. I think you've already got options at left wing, haven't we? Really,
we've still got we do this because we've got no one like Salah, no one remotely in that league. No one has, no one in the world has. No. But obviously losing him and Mane, but to the point, we have still got 4 other first team lads for those 4 or 3 places. Now, don't get me wrong, there might be a break glass solution down that left hand side. If you're whipping balls in for Divock or something late on in a game, having Tsimikas' delivery and even from set pieces is not a bad thing for that.
Well, to say to Taki as well, if you can't get him behind the left back.
But you've got Kate Gordon there, I think, who's more like, you've got. We'll want to get him game time, I think. I think we're a little unlucky just because he's not been registered at the club long enough, which is why he can't play in this game, but he'll definitely play in the League Cup, I'd imagine. So we'll have to see on this end. Trig Josh as well, who won one of our prizes the other day.
Check your emails, Josh. Check your emails.
Said I would play for the result against AC that makes it most probable that Atleti don't qualify past the group stage as the table pans out. Yeah, have an eye on the live scores and make sure that Atletico finish bottom of their Champions League group would be absolutely splendid. For a number of reasons, because also, if Real Madrid and Barcelona managed to progress or going through the competition, Atleti not having European football, give them a bit more of a kick in the league, so they're a bit more fatigued when it comes to it, whatever.
I was just checking they weren't the 6 o'clock kickoff, or us for that matter as well. Neither are.
It's but no, it's an interesting one. What does the manager do, and how does he? How brave is he? Because there's just that lingering Midtjylland thing hanging over there, where I don't know really what much more we could have done in that. Like, the point is, people remember, like, because Jota got injured, he shouldn't have played, but he was our 4th choice forward at that point. He had to be rotated in, and as we discussed earlier, we'd made a lot of changes for that team. So there's only so much you can do unless you're into a world where you're putting Milner in the front 3. For that, just because he can. And
suspended Paul.
Well, but to the point of those things where you're just throwing bodies into positions for just to you put Nico Williams right wing, and you put Milner right back, can't because he's suspended.
I just don't want to live in a world where we're sat here, like I said, and like on Wednesday morning, and we're still referencing Midtjylland, which was 2 seasons ago. I don't like.
Last season, but that's fine.
Was it?
Diogo Jota, man.
Season.
Oh my God, time's such a mad thing these days. I have no idea what's going on.
With the pandemic, it's just all seems go together.
Let's have a little look at how the groups are panning out at the moment, heading into the final group, where Group A, Man City and PSG have already secured their places, and top and second in that group means PSG will be very much in the hat for us in the 16. As we see there, Liverpool, Porto, Milan and Atletico in that order in Group B. Ajax have absolutely smashed that group everywhere. Sporting Bayern Munich, we'll be scrapping out. Bayern Munich, Dortmund are in a world of hurt there. It seems incredibly unlikely that they'll get out of that group.
Can they? I don't think.
Yeah, they'd have to have a goal swing of something absolutely ridiculous, something insane to be even come close to that. Real Madrid and Inter Milan are already out of Group D. Bayern are out of Group E. Barcelona could still finish third if Benfica get a result in that final game.
If I was Bayern, I'd be playing everyone, Lewandowski, everyone, because the chance to knock Barcelona out the competition is because obviously they're not as good as they used to be.
Yeah.
But it's a random competition, isn't it? Like anyone can.
Yeah, definitely. That group, the Group F there, Manchester United are through. Villarreal or Atletico are technically young boys, although again on goal difference unlikely to be them in that one. Group G, Lille, Salzburg, Sevilla and Wolfsburg. Any of those teams could actually get through, and any of the teams could technically not as well. One of my group that is, and Chelsea and Juve tied on 12 points at the top of Group H.
Is Group G
qualified.
the real group of death then?
It would appear so. Yeah. It was that is the most Europa League group there's ever been. Lille, Salzburg, Sevilla, Wolfsburg, and they're all scrapping out to find out who will be the Europa League team moving forward.
The last shittest in this
Yeah,
group.
definitely. So as we've seen in terms of the games, then the big ones to watch out for. Chelsea travelling to Zenit, I think, is a really good one for us. Given Ross, they're in that little sticky run of form at the moment. They're through. Obviously, they'll want to finish top of the group. Just to finish top of the group, Juventus hosting Malmo. You'd imagine Juventus will piss that, although they're obviously not as good domestically this season. But the fact that Chelsea have to go all the way to Zenit and get kicked everywhere by Dejan Lovren is what I'm looking for here.
Hopefully it does us a favour, yeah.
In what I can guess will just be a snow-covered pitch. So not only is it fucking miles
or
away,
one of them mad plastic pitches.
It's just basically cold. But that's one of the things that we look out for as soon as the group games come out, like who we're playing and where is it, how far we've got to travel, what day is it on. So it's not ideal for anyone. I know that they're through already. I think do you see the top of the group regardless of whatever happens? But they still got to field a decent team out there, haven't they? So
it's currently minus 17 in St. Petersburg. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ!
You think it's cold in Liverpool?
It's a Chelsea team all in onesies.
Jesus Christ! How was it anywhere that cold? Christ Almighty!
Yeah, fine with that. Yeah, fine. Good luck to them. Yeah,
who did he play afterwards in the league?
Oh, that's a good point.
That'd be
Actually,
nice.
I'll have a quick look at that.
Sunny Southampton, probably.
Yeah,
Good luck to them.
Yeah, they probably play Norwich again. They have got Leeds United at home on the Saturday.
Not an easy game.
Hard pressing rubbish Leeds United. But yeah, interesting stuff. Definitely want to keep an eye on.
Bamford back though, on firing as well. He scored a bit of a lucky goal, but still scored.
You just have to dance past some ice cubes. San Siro.
Yeah, absolutely. Ethjabel Sam. I think he's talking about the Salah stuff here. Said Paul, he can do a Coutinho and say here's his back and not send him to AFCON. This is the thing though. We do this, but we need to be careful because Jürgen nearly got in trouble for this for an offhand remark. Mohamed Salah wants to play in the African Cup of Nations. Like, we convinced him not to go to the Olympics because he goes, it's football. Like, don't bother your ass with the Olympics unless it doesn't matter.
That's small competition, Paul.
No. But in terms of the football side of things, it's an under-23s tournament, isn't it? With a couple with the overage players. Mohamed Salah wants to go and win the AFCON, and if he wants to win the Ballon d'Or, he's probably going to need to go and win the AFCON with Egypt as well. So, as much as we're going, tell him to sack it off and all that, Salah will do it. I mean, look, Salah went to the World Cup with one arm after the Champions League, after the Champions League finals, so in Kiev. So we can have a laugh about it. But
not happening.
Yeah, not happening. And Stuart was saying, Paul, when will your sweatshirt be back in stock? I don't know. I did not know it was out of stock, but keep checking on redmenmerch.com for all that stuff anyway. Right, score predictions, Ross.
1-1.
2-1 Liverpool.
Yes.
Got it off now.
2-0 Liverpool.
Nice. I feel bad now.
No, you're a bad person.
Back in the Reds.
Yeah. It's a mad one, this, isn't it? Because Liverpool could well not win this game because AC Milan are good, as they've seen. They've taken points where I don't think anyone expected them to at times, and they've got a lot to play for. But it'd be interesting if Liverpool can engineer a win here with a team that is at worst, at best, I should say, going to be as rotated as the Porto one. Then, I don't see who stops us in this competition, because if we can beat the best teams in Portugal, Spain, and Italy with a second string team, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Let us know your score predictions in the comments section underneath. If you want more from us, do check out Redmen Plus. We've got so much stuff going on this week. There is the Around the League show, which will be live on Monday afternoon. There is the debate show on Wednesday morning, which is always good fun, delving into some serious topics, some light-hearted topics, but always a good laugh. Neil Jones is going to be in with us on Thursday as well, giving his insights into all the stories around Liverpool Football Club. We have got our Exploring the Derelict Melwood feature that's just gone out. I went behind the scenes at Liverpool's former training camp. It's all overgrown and there's bits been pulled off the walls and stuff. If you, like me, I'm I love urban decay. I love stuff that had a purpose that doesn't have a purpose anymore. I desperately want to go to the old Camelot and have a look around. That's a very niche 80s, 90s child reference for this country. But yeah, so if you want to go and see what's happened to Melwood since the Reds left, and that video's there right now as well. And there's Oppo previews. The instant match reaction is the hour after, immediately after this game. Final word show, which we've just done for the weekend at the Divock Origi show. So if you want 60 minutes talking about how amazing Divock Origi is, check that out now. But that's all streaming right now on Redmen Plus. Go to redmentv.com. 2 tiers there. If you're a club captain, you get access to all the content. If you're a club legend, you get all the content, plus our Discord group, plus free merchandise, and you're entered into those amazing prize draws, which are happening every single day leading up to the Sign King Kenny Liverpool shirt. My word.
Breathe. Whew. That was pure Ace Ventura, that.
All right, I'm going to lie down after all that and catch my breath again. Thank you so much to Declan, to Ross, and to you guys watching at home as well. You're absolutely awesome. And of course, the podcast listeners as well. You're equally as awesome. You just, don't use as many of your senses to consume our content, but that's fine. Yeah, plenty of stuff for you over on Redmen Plus as well. And we'll see you all very soon. Ta-ra. Everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you want more from us, then please do consider joining Redmen Plus, our Liverpool streaming service, with extra shows, bonus features, interviews, and incredible documentaries like Netflix for Liverpool fans. We've got the club captain and the club legends here. If you join as a club legend, you get your name in this wonderful list here. Look at them wonderful legends. Anyway, Redmen Plus on the redmentv.com. Join up.